We're live today! Your Zoo Adventures team!
Yay! Guess what? It's fall!
It is
Oh. Yay!
fall.
Fall.
Those are gloves.
Fall.
Those are gloves.
Fall.
Those are gloves.
Yes, we're going to use them. I was feeling festive, though.
I hope you all are enjoying your entry into fall. It's so good to see you. Your Zoo Adventures team today is really excited to be with you. Spineless Wonders, Steve.
Leslie.
Oh, wait. No, that's spineless. We probably shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
Spineless Wonders,
No,
Steve.
Yes.
We're vertebrates, by golly.
Oh.
But Steve's in front of the camera
So is Leslie.
for all intents and purposes. Who's behind the camera today?
Brett,
And we have one more helper.
Mindy,
You probably didn't. They probably didn't hear you. Do it again.
Mindy,
And
Brett.
Dustin. Good to see you. The one thing that's awesome about doing these lives is that people come by, they're like, they do a 360 and they're gone,
Yes.
or a 180 and they're out. So Dustin was one of our curators. He's like, no, I don't think so. I don't want to play today. Even though some of these animals are under his care.
That's
Curator
true.
Smith
Curator.
is, he's over the Invertebrates here at the North Carolina Zoo.
Yes.
Spineless Wonders.
Yes. Invertebrates.
Invertebrates. What's that mean?
So, like, not vertebrates.
Not
right?
vertebrates.
Because
So
it's
what is
hard
that?
because sometimes you're like, we're vertebrates, and then there's invertebrates.
Right.
So
what's
we're
the-
vertebrates.
we
We
are.
have this thing in our back, in our body, that
What is
helps
it?
us move around,
What
helps
is
us sit up straight, just like this.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, wait, yes. Does anybody know what that is? I can
Posture?
move it. I can move it.
It's called posture. What are you doing getting down with your bad self? Look at that.
Try to see if anybody knows what I'm talking about.
What
As
do we have that
vertebrates,
causes
what do we
vertebrates?
have?
What do we have that makes us a vertebrate? Let's go, Leslie.
Yeah. Any guesses, friends?
What's back here?
Oh,
What's back here?
maybe we'll help them out a little bit. Okay.
Okay,
It's
ready?
it is early.
It is.
Okay, yeah, yes.
It is early. So what do we have that invertebrates do not?
Oh, we got
A
spine! Yay!
Yeah, great job.
Yes.
Exactly. And we have some spineless wonders, some invertebrates, animals without backbones to share with you today. And as you might have read in the little blurb, thank you, I couldn't think of the word, thank you very much. It is spooky season. Although not all this week is about spooky. Not all this month is spooky, but it's still kind of fun to start. So, you want to get us going?
Sure.
Are you ready to meet our first spineless wonder?
Now I'm gonna have to put on gloves for this. That's why I have my pile of gloves in here, basically.
Those are leaves.
But we have some. They don't have spines, so
The leaves do not. This is true. Good point.
they're near the leaves. In fact, one's poking his head out right now.
You see them?
Let's see, you might be able to see them.
Down there,
Brett,
down there.
As I take them out. Does anybody know what those are?
Leaves.
Let's see if we could have.
Any
our
guesses?
guests
Any
have
guesses?
those.
You can't see it from up there? Somebody's watching us from one fall.
Abby has
from
stopped
above.
by.
Abby's upstairs watching us.
Any thoughts what this is, digital cat?
Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, they're so much fun to watch.
I love their legs. You gonna put them down like walk
Yeah,
on the table?
I'm gonna see if anybody can.
No, yeah, sure. I hear the elk.
Guess them for. I know this is one of the reasons. So spooky season is one of my favorites, not only because of all these amazing animals that we're going to talk
That makes
about,
sense.
but also because this is the time of year where we start to hear our male elk bugle.
Bugle, bugle,
And
bugle.
it's just one of the coolest. And actually, if you don't know what it is kind of spooky.
It is eerie. If you haven't heard an elk bugle, it's really a cool sound.
But elks have spines, so.
Wapiti.
Yeah.
Susan asks if that's a caterpillar.
Oh, great question, Susan.
Great question. So it has a very similar shape, right? The one big difference is going to be, look at all those legs. So this is not an insect. I know a lot of times we still think of anything that's kind of like buggy looking as an insect.
So this is what he listed as an adult. He's done.
This is not an insect because of that.
Done growing.
Because it doesn't. Does anybody know how many legs an insect has?
Ooh. That's two questions. Are they ready? I mean, they're kind of quiet this morning. Our guests are a little quiet.
Wow, asking a lot of questions this morning.
I love it.
This thing has tons and tons of legs. In fact, it has 4 legs per little body segment, which is going to be way more than what insects typically have.
Yeah.
Even as caterpillars, they don't have this many legs. So
And
usually,
what is this again? We told our guests.
We're seeing if anybody
We're still
knew,
waiting for answers.
I think someone did answer.
Okay.
Oh, we did?
Awesome.
Okay,
So if you said millipede,
You're 100%
You're
correct.
Yeah, it's the kind of the cousin, I would say less scary cousin of the centipede.
Ooh, we'll talk about difference.
Yeah, and so insects have 6 legs. That's one thing that makes an insect an insect.
Yes.
And so because of that, millipedes are not considered insects.
Nope.
They are in their own little group and family.
Yeah. So
With
many feet.
centipedes, though. And I know, I love to watch them walk. I'm going to see if we could put it down on the table and see if we can watch it walk. It's so much fun to watch.
And you mentioned the centipede, Leslie. Centipedes, if I'm not mistaken, are a little flatter.
Tend to be, yeah.
Yeah.
More
and they
flat.
have just 2 legs.
2 legs per body segment. And then their legs actually kind of tend to poke out from the sides, which is also because they're flatter. That's what happens. A little wave. It is like a little wave, I agree. And so it's really relaxing to watch. Now he's going towards the end, so I'm going to turn him around, see if I can get to walk this way. Yeah, perfect. It's going to go towards the edge again. But so a couple of things that you can tell that's different between a centipede and a millipede too is just kind of how their face looks as well. So millipedes and centipedes eat very different things. Do you know what they eat, Steve? Do you know what centipedes eat?
Centipedes are carnivores.
Yes.
Centipedes, the flattened one, they're carnivores. They're venomous.
They are venomous.
And they're a meat eater.
Exactly,
So,
yeah.
because of the way you phrased the question, I'm going to guess this might be an herbivore?
Close, yeah,
Yeah?
very close. So
Okay.
they're a type of herbivore. It's a very specific kind of section. So they do eat leaves and plants, but
Okay.
only really when they're kind of decaying. So
Oh, they eat rotten stuff?
yeah, we would more say that they are a detritivore.
What?
So they eat detritus.
Oh,
Dead decaying
that
things.
decaying food.
Which
okay.
also then could mean that they're eating like really broken down pieces of animals. So is it truly an herbivore?
More
So-
almost
so we're
a smidge of omnivorous notice.
very smidge, but
When you say nom nom nom.
omnivore. But yeah, so detritivore, eat detritus, eat dead and decaying stuff. And then one thing that is also really cool about them is they are called decomposers as well, which kind of goes with detritivore. So they decompose. They take whatever they eat and they decompose it down even more. And then the fancy thing that they do is they poop out really nice, rich soil.
They poop out dirt?
Basically, yeah.
Wow.
Nice. It helps make nice,
That's
rich
kind of
soil.
important.
Basically. Yeah, there's. Oh, thank you, Steve. There's a little. It's a little far away
Sorry.
for me now. So.
Yeah. And I'm not gloved, so I don't want to pick
Exactly.
them up and
Yeah. Why do you think I'm wearing these gloves?
find some poop.
I found poop.
There's a little bit of poop right there.
Which is it's amazing. It's kind of like dirt. So so this is the ultimate recycling.
Basically,
They're going to eat they're going to eat the rotting food and then poop out dirt to
Right.
create more ground.
Yeah, and so when people are talking about how invertebrates are important and stuff like that, so they go along with the earthworms. If you have them in your
Oh, nice.
garden or in your yard, that
Yeah, yeah,
means
yeah.
that you have a pretty nice, healthy garden or
Makes sense.
healthy soil in your yard. So now these are much bigger than the ones that we have around here. These are giant African millipedes. So
Oh, gotcha.
much not good.
I knew today was Invertebrate Day.
Yeah.
I saved a millipede today.
Well, thank
Millipede
you.
was inside the building, and I took the millipede outside. How's that?
Yeah, and millipedes are a little less scary because they are they're not venomous like the centipedes are.
Right.
So they're easier to pick up, and it is moving its antenna along to kind of sense where it's going, and it does have a little mouth underneath,
That is
but
so cool.
it just kind of moves around and, like I said, eats all
It's
of
kind of on the
that.
mend.
Eats all of that
Nice.
dead decaying matter
We had a
and
question. Does
decomposes. Yeah.
broadcast interrupted?
Oh, really?
Oh no.
So the broadcast is a little bad?
Oh no.
What's our MiFi say?
We'll see if we can fix that. We'll see if we can fix it, friends.
Thank you for the feedback, my
Yes.
friends. So good to have you guys looking out for our backs.
If we need to move, we can move. But
3, are we connected on the phone?
I see it says live.
Yeah, go ahead and move it over here a little
Yeah,
bit. Then
why
we'll see what
not?
happens.
let us know, friends, if it continues to be
Yeah.
like really bad.
Yep.
I will say sometimes we don't have the greatest because we are truly live today.
We are
so,
true, and it is cloudy.
so sometimes even at places where normally it would be nice,
We have
when
3
it's cloudy,
bars.
it's not that great.
I'm going to go ahead and give this to you.
Okay, awesome.
You did mention that you have gloves on, and I
Yes.
think something happened there, and we interrupted your thought.
Yeah, thanks
process.
for bringing us back around.
Yeah.
A lot of times when I think of gloves, I think it's used to protect me, right?
Right. Yeah.
But we're actually helping protect them from us. So
Oh,
it
wait,
is.
you're protecting the animal from us?
Yes.
Interesting.
So people have oils or like I cleaned my hands not so long ago, and so I have like soap or antibacterial
Sure,
stuff
of
on it.
course.
And I don't want that to go on to the exoskeleton or the shell, basically
Ooh.
the outside shell
That's a great
of the
word.
millipede, because they can use their mouth to kind of groom and like get little things off of them, and so then
Interesting.
it would go into their mouths, and that can make them sick. So
Yeah,
so
that
this
makes sense.
is how we help protect our millipedes
I
from
love it.
the dirty humans.
Dirty us. We are dirty in that instance because we've got stuff on,
That's
right?
true.
Like, I love what you said. You're wearing perfume, or you're wearing
Right,
soap
yeah.
or lotion, or maybe you have a cat at home that has a flea or tick treatment on it. Maybe.
Exactly, yeah.
Same idea. Okay.
That is true. I actually did pet a couple dogs yesterday that had flea and ticks. Yes.
Left or right?
Well, I'm left-handed,
Left
so.
it is. Here's our next wonderful invert.
So
Some
wonderful.
challenges? Some challenges, y'all? So we have Brett and Mindy looking. Do we know why, do you think? Do we need to go,
I'm trying to think of where a better place would be, but.
or maybe we can go to, instead of using the MiFi, go to Wi-Fi? We'd have to break and come back, though. That's always a challenge.
What, we can ask our friends, would they be willing to hang out with us for a second if we went off and then came back on?
Are we frozen, Mindy?
Yeah.
Wonder if people can hear us, I wonder. Interesting.
I can see the ticks of people watching.
My thought is
Digital friends.
we're going to take a second.
Let me see.
Come
Digital
back.
friends, give us right now in the comments hello if you can hear us.
It should take about 20 seconds.
Yeah. So give us a hello if you can hear us and see us. We'll get another animal up and ready. That was awesome. I love
It
millipedes.
is very spotty. So like,
Are you on my phone?
I think I'm on Wi-Fi here.
On regular Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I
I'm
didn't
on-
connect to that. So,
So no comments coming through?
reception poor this morning.
What would you like to do?
You want to bring the Wi-Fi closer?
I think we should come back on.
Yeah.
We will BRB.
You want to BRB?
We're going to
Hey, look, we got a
BRB.
Hello.
Oh, well, that's
Oh, well, that's awesome.
Is it working now?
Sorry, friends.
Back live.
Test, test. We came out, Brett
They
came
can
out here.
Yeah.
They can hear
Yay.
again.
Yay.
Brett came out. So, we're going to assume you heard about the millipedes. However, we do want to talk about the gloves one more time. Just make sure, 'cause I think that's important.
Yeah.
Just real fast
Yeah,
on
yeah.
the gloves.
So I was wearing gloves to protect the animal from me. So I will put on gloves again for this
and we
cockroach.
change gloves and we don't want to transfer
Right,
anything
and I'm
from one
changing
animal to
gloves
another.
because we also, that's just to be extra careful
Yeah.
as we're handling different animals and they live in different areas. So it's to help kind of keep each of their little homes kind of quarantined
keep it
from
nice
each
and
other.
safe.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
So these look really flat.
Oh, these are awesome. So they are cockroaches. They're
This is a
actually
cockroach?
Yeah, one of the largest species of true cockroach right there.
10:15 in the morning. Hang in there, everybody.
Cockroaches. Well, we said we were going to talk about
And
some
we
creepies.
did, we did.
So,
And crawlies.
And crawlies. Which these sometimes both. So if this one is, I'll try to pick it up. But if it starts to get too like crawly,
Put it
then I'll
back
just
in.
put it back in.
I love it.
And partly is because as much as I'm used to handling these, when they start to move around a lot, it still gets my like, whoo!
Yeah, no, they're
But they're usually pretty
frisky.
good. They are. So,
I can see his head for sure.
yeah, so do you think this is its head?
Well, yeah.
Well, it looks like it, right?
Yeah.
But that's actually just a protection of its head.
Oh, that's not his head?
No.
Where's his head then?
His head's actually underneath. Can you see it? A little facey face?
Whoa.
Yeah, so that's part of its exoskeleton to protect it, but also it does look like a head. So if a
does.
predator saw that, they'd be like, "Oh, that's a really big face."
Oh,
So
nice.
That's probably a very large animal.
Gotcha. Yeah, sure.
This is a Caribbean cave cockroach.
Wow.
Yeah. And they
That's
are
a big animal.
It is a very big animal, I know. They do have wings. You can see these beautiful wings on top of it.
They must be great flyers. Those wings are huge.
Well, there's not flying right now, right?
No.
And they don't tend to fly very much.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. What they do more is a graceful fall.
A graceful fall.
A nice float down with the wings, you know. Because they live in, I said, Caribbean cave cockroach.
Oh.
Yeah, so
they
could climb up those walls and then kind of soar
glide
down.
down
Glide, there we go. Glide was the better word.
Nice.
But like we were saying, the millipedes are super important. These are also super important as well.
Do they poop dirt?
They don't poop dirt.
Oh.
They eat poop. Lots of it.
Wait a minute. Wait. They don't poop dirt, but they eat poop?
Mm-hmm. So they can help clean by eating a lot of poop.
Whose poop?
Great question. Who lives in caves that they may eat all the poop for?
Who lives in caves?
Another what we would call generally spooky animal. This season, you'll see lots of pictures of them around. What do you think, digital guests?
Pumpkins?
Is a pumpkin an animal?
No.
Yes, thank you. That is a plant.
Specters?
Is that an animal?
No. Eating ghost poop?
Yeah.
Well, they make poop so it's gone like a ghost.
It's poop.
We've
It's
got
poop.
an answer
Okay.
from Bill Gorski. He says bats.
Oh, hey, Bill!
Bill! Good to see you, buddy.
Also, a quick shout out to Della because I met her in real life the other
Did
day.
you?
Yes.
Nice. Betty was here the other day,
Just
too.
randomly. So
Betty
hi.
was here. That's so awesome. How cool is that?
It is
that
pretty
we have friends out there all over the place that
know.
we only kind of know through this program. I love it.
Pretty cool. But
I'm
you're
sorry.
right, Bill.
Yeah.
Bats. So they do. They eat a lot of bat poop, which kind of helps keep the level of it out. And is really
That's
good
crazy
for
cool.
the habitat. Too much poop, not good. So
they're actually eating guano, which is a good fertilizer, and making more of that. That's a crazy story.
Yeah. The other good
love
thing
it.
about them is a lot of these animals is they're part of the food chain. So the food web,
others eat
which is
them.
incredibly important.
Sure.
We need the little animals that everything eats.
Yeah.
Because if they weren't there, then they wouldn't be able to support the rest of the web.
So it's that idea of every animal has a job. Every animal has a role. I'm still working on yellow jackets. I don't know about yellow jackets, but I'm sure there's a role they play out there. Even mosquitoes. So many animals eat mosquitoes. The animals, the larvae. And yellow jackets have amazing roles out there, too. Just playing with the yellow jacket world out there.
Yeah, and male mosquitoes are pollinators. So
There you go.
it took me a while to be okay with that one. I'm like, are you sure they are?
Are you
Mosquitoes?
sure? That is neat.
Yeah, they're really cool because if you look...
Their legs look really spiky.
If you look at those legs, they have lots of little spikes on them.
Yeah, they do.
And that helps them climb very easily. And they even have, I don't know if Brett's able to see it really well, but they have little hooks.
She's got mad skills.
I'm also
on that
very
camera.
shaky,
You can kind
though.
of, you can sort of see it. You can see it a little.
Yeah, so little hooks to help grab onto wherever it is. So,
Neat.
and just like the millipede, they have this nice spinning antenna to help them move around.
See it moving a lot. You saw the
see
millipedes
the world
on the ground.
around them. Yeah. So
see the world through the. That's nice. That chemical. That's cool. I love it.
They're very neat though too.
Yeah, they are.
Harmless, completely harmless.
Totally. And most of these animals are to us, to humans.
Exactly. Yeah. So I have a question for you all.
Oh,
Is
dun, da, da.
how does so they don't have skeletons,
No,
right?
they do not.
Grow.
They do.
And they have this hard shell. How
do.
do you think that they are able to get bigger if they have this hard shell that protects them? This and the millipedes. Lots of insects.
Well, they don't have credit cards. So they can't buy new clothes.
No, they can't. They can't go to the store
Can't
and
go to
get a
the
new
store.
exoskeleton, right?
So the exoskeleton's on the outside of the body.
Yes. So exo outside.
So how do they
skeleton,
get
protection,
bigger and not be stuck?
and not be stuck?
That's a great question.
Yeah, I know. That's why I asked it.
You're on your game
Only great
today.
questions here.
While our guests are thinking, what'd you hear?
Someone says shed. A 5-year-old said shed them.
Great job!
Great job,
Yes.
5-year-old person. Thank you for watching.
So they do shed then, and there is a kind of
Awesome
another
word.
word that we can use too. Shed is perfectly fine, but
100%.
a little bit more specific
Let's get
is called
sciencey.
molting. Yeah.
Molting.
So we say birds molt when
Yeah,
they
lose their
shed their
feathers.
feathers.
Yep.
And lots of insects, invertebrates molt.
Yep.
So, and you can even think of your crabs and your lobsters as well.
Yep. We're going to show another animal in a little bit that molts.
That's very true. Yeah. So they are able to get that exoskeleton and get a new one.
Love it.
Pretty neat, though. So yeah. So even though they have those wings, they don't use them very often. Cave cockroaches. Yeah.
All right.
Pretty cool cockroaches. Now, my favorite cockroach, I think we have next.
You want to do next? Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Digital friends, do me a favor. A couple things before we get the next critter out. Next week, Veterinary Technician Appreciation Day. Week. Really year. And you'll learn out why. But tune in next week around 10 o'clock again. And if you have any questions for our vet techs, throw them in there. It's not going to be live because where we had to tape it, couldn't do it live. But we can share those questions with our vet techs. And you'll meet 3 of them next week. Veterinary technician are not in there.
My favorite.
This is a leaf.
It looks like it, right?
We've done a very good job with leaves today.
I know. Well, here's a question. Why do you think we have in these? These are our. These are our. Woo.
You sound like a seal.
They are They are our. Wow.
They are our.
They are
I'll help you.
our
I'll help
kind of carrying cases. So this is what where we transport these animals in. So they're not in these all the time, but we try to kind of make it a little bit more natural. So that's why we put some of those
This looks like a
leaves
magnolia
in there. It does. It is a magnolia leaf. And then there was some food in the millipede one, if you saw it too.
Oh, did you have that?
I bet, friends, I bet y'all know what this one is, because this is probably one of the most iconic, not tarantulas,
Turtles.
cockroaches that people have in zoos and aquariums. They are not native, so.
No.
And one of the reasons a lot of people know them or that they are in kind of animal ambassador areas is because they don't have wings, so they can't fly.
He says it's the Madagascar hissing cockroach.
Great job!
Who did?
V.
Nice job, V.
Great job.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
These are 2 Madagascar hissing cockroaches. One is very active, and the other is just kind of sitting there like what they do sometimes, like a leaf, right?
And the one that's moving, I know that's a girl.
How do you know, Steve?
I do know that's a girl because Brett told me earlier.
Oh.
No, if you look at the head, look on top of that exoskeleton, great word you used earlier, you'll see that she does not have any quote-unquote bumps or horns on her head.
Right, as opposed to this giant male that we have over here. They're not
big
all
guy.
that big, but this is a big one. Has very large horns on the top.
Yep.
Yeah, that's one of the main reasons that we can tell. You also can look at their antenna. So as this female's kind of coming towards you all, her antenna is very kind of like thin, straight. It doesn't look like it has anything extra on it. And the male's is kind of feathery, so it almost looks like a little feather. Yeah, we'll see if he.
Yeah.
And we don't have to wear gloves with these.
Nope.
So that's why I'm picking up without a glove. But you kind of see there's like, sorry, I shake people. There's it looks like little feathers, like little
feathers.
little bristles is usually what we would call them.
And then you can really see those little protrusions on his head, on that prothorax, I think they call it, that little shell of corn. I think so.
I didn't know that. Okay.
I think that's what it's called. Okay. And they use those. Digital friend, why would you have those on front of your head like that? Digital friends, why? If you're a male, hint, think deer, think cow, think goat. Why would you have those protrusions, those little horns on top of your head? Why do you think?
This is a pretty easygoing male, which is awesome.
He is pretty laid back, isn't he?
Oh, sorry, buddy. I moved too.
He's like, wait a minute, there's a big thing coming at me.
Yeah.
So they use those just like those animals I said. They actually run into each other. They bump into each other. They try to push each other off of that really good leaf.
Yeah.
That really great branch.
He says to mark their territory.
How about to establish their territory, to kind of be the boss of that space. So they have the rights to the food, they have the rights to any breeding that's going on here. So just like you'll see in the wapiti or the bison here at the zoo, they're using those horns or antlers for that reason. The same thing going on in Madagascar hissing cockroach world.
Rose says they fight with them.
They
Yeah,
fight. Great
yeah.
job, Rose. Yeah, they fight with them.
And so this is an insect, so you can see those 6 legs, right?
Hmm.
So another thing that makes an insect is also how many body parts it has. So it has 3 body parts.
Oh.
We have head, thorax, and abdomen. Big part right here is abdomen.
Ooh, abdomen.
Yeah, the legs are attached to the thorax, and then you have the head on top. Basically.
Very cool. Nice.
Does anybody see those black dots on its abdomen, though?
I can't.
What? You might be able to see it on the other one.
Is Brett showing it pretty good?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, nice.
Does anybody know what those? They're actually holes. But
Those
they
are
look-
holes?
Yeah, they're tiny, tiny little holes.
Wow.
But they just look like black dots
Black
to
dots.
us. Does anybody know what those are? That's one of the ways that it gets its, or that's the way it gets its name. So
That's the way it gets his name?
Mhm,
They're Madagascars? No, they're the roaches.
Steve.
What?
Madagascar cockroach.
Hissing cockroach?
Correct, yeah. Yeah, so when we think of hiss, we do it through our mouths, right?
Yes.
But they don't do that. Make that
Through the
noise.
holes is where they make the
It's
sound
through
from?
the holes on their backs. They're called spiracles.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, not sphericals, spiracles.
Yep.
I always get that wrong, which is why I say it.
Well, spheres are round, and those are
Right,
round.
yeah.
So I can
This
see.
female's coming at you.
I gotcha.
Right.
Oh, sorry.
You good?
Oh, she was trying to make us break.
I know.
Brett, take me home,
I mean, I can
Brett.
hold you too if you want, but I feel
She's
like
a little squirmy.
you're very squirmy. So they have those little holes that they push air through, so they can kind of flatten their abdomen a little bit, push
Oh, and they
holes
literally
through it. Yeah,
Nice.
just a little bit. And it's kind of like when we whistle. It's like, but it makes a hissing noise for
So
that.
why hiss?
Why? That's a great question.
Thank you.
Only good questions here, right?
That's right.
Well, let's throw that to our digital guests. Why do you all think
Oh.
that they have, or that they make that noise?
Why hiss if you are a Madagascar hissing cockroach?
Yeah.
Why hiss, my friends?
You can think of it like why cats hiss and why.
Oh, I scared her. You're going to need help in a second.
You might need to put that girl, female, back.
I got a good question by Bill Borski
Hey, Bill.
to scare
Only good
away
questions here.
predators.
Or answer to Bill.
sa-
To
to do
Bill
what?
says, see there. Look at that
He
hooking.
says to
Hook.
scare away
They're hooked
predators.
onto
Absolutely, yeah. To
finger.
scare away predators.
My, yeah. Think about it. If a predator can't see it, and you hear this big hissing noise,
Yep.
you think that it's a much larger animal, or
Yep.
at least like a snake or something like
Rose
that.
says
So,
scare away other animals.
There
Yeah,
you go.
great
Roast
job,
on the ball,
friends.
too.
Yeah.
Nice job. Love it.
yeah.
And then you can really, let's show them the antenna just because we have both of them out. Look at the antenna difference. I'll come to you. Look at the difference in the antennas. That's a great observation.
The female has really thin.
Yeah, really thin.
Yeah.
Okay. Kind of cool. I love it. And then you can really see the head difference too. Nice. Leslie, can you move your wrist like 360 more degrees, please?
Not and it still be
Great
intact.
job. Not, still be not.
Did you hear that?
I did.
Oh, he's mad at me.
He's like, you took my girl.
Yeah. Well, and I tried to pick him up, which is what a predator would do, or I tried to,
Nice
hold him
point.
all the way. So
Great
that's what a
point.
predator would do.
Ready? I'm gonna put a blanket on.
Yeah.
Here's their blanket.
Wonderful.
We have 2 more. 1.5.
Yeah.
1-ish.
Well, we
1
have
plus.
2 animals, but they're the same type
of
of animal. And it's
Mindy.
probably one of the coolest.
Thank you, Mindy.
I think. Also, one of the ones that, like, when I first started working here, I was a little nervous about. And
I
now
remember you were a little nervous.
I love them.
You were a
so
little nervous.
much.
And actually, one of the main reasons Leslie's here today is to help with this next animal. All right.
I love it very much. So we're gonna bring with all of the
Dun dun dun.
all of the things that we were or the transport totes that we had.
Dun, 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 dun.
That was not their homes, but this is the actual home of
Yep.
these animals. And part of the reason we brought it is because we wanted to show it as well.
Yeah.
But can anybody see? Oh, she's hiding.
That's what she's supposed to do.
Yeah.
This is her home. This is where she lived. This is her house.
Provide places for her. Her food
That was her
almost
dinner.
just jumped out. So what I'm going to do is she's under this right here. I'll lift this up.
Whoa. So a couple reasons we wanted to share this is one, the amazing habitat that the animals get here at the North Carolina Zoo.
Yeah.
This is a spider.
Correct. What
Thank
type of
you.
spider?
This is a Mexican golden red rump tarantula.
Great job. Yes. This is a Mexican golden red rump tarantula.
I just said that.
I was just reiterating. And one thing that's really cool is when we take these animals out, so since this is their actual home tote,
Yeah, it is.
it has a bunch of information about it. So we know when it was born on
sorry.
March 24th, 2009.
Pisces.
What temperature they need to be, what programming temperature, so what it's like outside,
Yep.
when they can be used,
Yep.
and then any special concerns to them. And then, this is one of the cool things too. So if we look, let me slowly turn this. So this is how it normally is. But if I were to take Frida out on a
Yep.
program,
Like she is.
I'd go, boop. And then our keepers know that she's not supposed to be in there.
Right.
Pretty cool,
I love
right?
it. That is
Yeah.
so cool.
Have to have lots of communication when there's a lot of people kind of interacting with animals,
Yep.
basically.
And we did this is quote unquote. Some people say, well, it's just a spider. It's just an invertebrate. All of the animals here get the same level of care no matter what the classification. So this animal needs enrichment. This animal gets food. This animal has to be taken care of just as well. Maybe sometimes the animal's off program, so the keepers will let us know that. There's 1,000 things going on all the time, and it's one of them. We wanted to share that with you as well, digital friends, that all the animals here at the North Carolina Zoo get this amazing level of care.
Yeah, and we want to kind
Why
of
are you-
reduce as much of that distress as possible.
Why are you
so-
putting gloves on?
Once again, putting gloves on, right?
Why are you doing that?
Well, like we said earlier, protecting the animal from me.
Wait.
Oh, I'm picking her up.
You're getting her out? No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
Are you?
Yeah. We'll see if she lets me. So here's
Where's my radio?
Here's another thing that, as educators,
Right.
when we handle these animals, we also have to know their personalities,
Yeah.
and any behaviors that they may do that kind of shows us that they really are uncomfortable or
Okay.
they're very stressed. So as I pick her up, I'll kind of watch her and see what her reactions are, and if it's something that I think is showing that she has a lot of stress right then I won't take her out. Right?
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Are you nervous?
Well, you're getting out a tarantula.
Well, she is venomous, so.
They are venomous. I think I'm supposed to be a little apprehensive.
Yeah, basically, but, so she is venomous, but, they're not really known for biting. Does anybody know why?
They have to eat.
Yeah, their fangs are very important to them. That's the only way that they can eat. So
They're fangs.
They
So
are
she has fangs.
Yes, they're hard to
And
see.
she has venom.
But if you kind of look right here, it looks like two legs that reach underneath her. Those are actually her fangs.
And you're safe. You feel very safe and comfortable.
I do, for a couple of different reasons.
Why is
One,
that?
when I picked her up,
Yep.
she let me do it. She didn't flick hairs.
Nope.
That's one way that she would show that she is uncomfortable.
Okay.
Or she would rear back and show
Oh.
her fangs. That means she's very stressed.
So she's not stressed.
So she's not
laid back. She's pretty comfortable with you.
Not from anything that we could tell, yeah.
Okay.
And sometimes they'll start walking around as well. So
Neat.
so
That
you
is
see
so
how
cool.
I'm just like gently moving my hands. And part of that too is because they do have little hooks on the edge of their paws, which if you want to see something incredibly adorable, search Tarantula Feet
It's
or
adorable?
Tarantula paws. They look like little kitten paws, very cute.
Really?
Yes, because they are very bristly or hairy.
Ah, I guess they have the hooks so they can climb.
Yeah.
Okay.
And because of that, sometimes they can get their hooks into the actual glove. So we have to be very careful with them.
Sure.
They're pretty delicate, actually.
Got you.
This is Frida, by the
Hi,
way. And one of the things about her is I just think she's such a beautiful tarantula.
Yeah.
With that really bright golden, we call that a cephalothorax.
That thing in the middle?
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah. They only have two body parts, so they have cephalothorax. Their eyes are right, this little clump in the front.
That is so neat.
And then this is their abdomen. And then they have 8 legs. Now, if you were to literally count, you
count
count
10
1,
things.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? In the front, these are called pedipalps. And those are not considered legs.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Oh, see.
Let's see if we could see her little spinnerets. So if you look very closely, it's kind of hard to tell on her, but right back here, She has these two little appendages called
yeah.
spinnerets, and that's actually what she uses to lay the web. And they aren't jumping.
That's where the silk is created.
Yes.
Wow.
And they have lots of different types of silk too, which is pretty cool.
That is neat.
Silk for different things.
You had a question?
Yeah.
How many eyes do they have?
That's a great question. I don't know that off the top of my head. I want to say 8.
I was gonna say 8.
Yeah, that sounds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think I count 8. But we'll look that up as well. Bob, if you could help us with that one.
Yeah, Bob. Is Bob there? Bob, how many eyes does this guy have? This lady have? Another question, Mindy?
We do. Does she kill the male after mating, or is that only black widows?
So there's lots of different animals that tend to do that. And part of the reason is because they're looking for that last meal,
You bet.
basically, to get up as much health and as full as they can. So there is, yes, that can happen. Doesn't always
I was
happen.
going to say, not in all tarantulas for
Yeah.
sure. But there are other animals. I love what you said there. It's an important thing for them. I mean, it's that food for that last reserve for the eggs that she's going to create and lay.
Yeah. And the average lifespan of a male tarantula,
This is so cool.
5 years tops.
Bummer.
I mean, not tops. Anything from, 6 or 7. But
So the females must be, what, 6, 7?
6, 7. Try 5 times 4.
No kidding.
Yeah.
They're
So,
4 times
4
as-
times longer.
Wow,
Mhm.
20
so about
years.
20 years they can.
No
and some have
kidding.
lived longer, so
Wow.
pretty cool.
That's amazing.
Now, the zoo has lots. I'm going to put her back. The zoo has, or our animal ambassador section at least, because we have more tarantulas in other sections.
Well, you can see that her hook was on
Yeah.
here. That was kind of cool. That was kind of neat. You
I'm
saw
going to
that.
go ahead and put this back
Very
for her
delicate.
as well.
Nice. Got
We
one more?
have the animal ambassador section has 3 different species of tarantulas. So we brought another one because these are brand new. Well, they're newer. And they're coming to our programs now.
Yep. So I'll put it up on the table in a second.
Okay.
How old is Frida? How,
It's the birth date is on the card. Birth date's on the
can tell
card.
you- I can tell
You would
you
show them the
exactly
card.
how
Show
old.
them the card. Show them the card again.
So March 24th, 2009, which makes her 12. Nah, yeah. It's sometimes I get that wrong, so it's actually pretty good.
All right.
See if you can find her, Steve.
No.
No.
She must be under this green thing. Hold on a second. Let me move the green thing.
Ah, well, that
Well.
was a good guess because
Web.
Frida was underneath the yellow.
So it must be this log then. Let's.
See. Oh, nope.
Not there either.
She escaped. Just kidding. So this type of
That's
tarantula is
crazy.
much more of a digger. They don't, they
Oh.
don't live in trees or anything like that. So she's much more of a digger. So what we'll do is we'll take off this whole entire thing and see if you can find her that way.
She's a digger. Digger.
All right, Steve. There's one thing you haven't touched. And there she is. Look how fluffy she looks. Yes, there.
Fluffy, I'm gonna die.
No. So this tarantula is known for its fluffy, curly hair or bristles. It's technically not hair like our hair. It's made out of different
right.
things. But they're called curly hair tarantulas because they do have that curly hair that like
You can literally
makes them
see it.
look
Yeah.
so fluffy.
Good question. What's with the cotton in the bowl?
Great
Ooh,
question.
good observation, whoever that was. Thank you. Nice
the
job.
cotton in the bowl, we do that for several of our animals, but invertebrates, because we don't want them to accidentally drown. We want enough water to be in there so that they can have water for, for a couple of days or things like that. But we don't want them to accidentally get their whole face in it and then they drown. So the cotton helps keep the animal from going too deep into the bowl. Especially with like crickets and some of the cockroaches and things like that. If they literally got up there, they could just fall right in there, unfortunately. But
So sometimes it's not even for the animal it's in the habitat, it's the animal's food.
well, maybe.
'Cause the
That-
cricket-
that's
'cause-
very nice of us for the
Because
crickets.
tarantulas, a lot of times, will get a lot of the water they need, the liquid they need from the food that they eat. But they will put their fangs in there and take a sip of
Yes.
water from time to time.
So this is, like I said, she's one of our newer ones. So she is a little bit faster.
What's her name?
This is Teo.
Teo.
And see how she's kind of going with me. She's a little bit faster, and then she also tends to, when she gets on the glove a little bit, is still a little unsure about the glove.
She's still new, yeah.
Yeah, it's a different feeling, too. I mean, she's used to this
The
feeling.
mulch, yeah, okay.
But still been doing really well. I mean, look at that. She is holding up her limbs a little bit in some areas, and I take that kind of as a like, ooh, I'm a little unsure.
A little bit unsure of my footing, maybe.
But not too bad, but not too scared.
I'm going to say she's not unsure of you. It's more her footing. She's like, this is a little different.
This is very different, exactly. So it'd be like if you, when you go on grass and this is the first time you've ever felt grass, or the first couple of times you ever felt grass or something like that. So it's just different, and so you're getting used to it.
Nice.
But yeah, curly-haired tarantula, known for their floofiness.
Again, venomous.
Again, venomous, yes.
What's the venom for in a tarantula?
Great question. What do you think?
Thanks.
I'm going to throw that back to you and our guests.
I bet
What
it has
do we
something
think
to
it's
do.
for?
I bet it has something to do with eating.
Yes, you are correct.
Okay.
But how? How does a
So
tarantula eat?
I wonder what it
Ooh,
does.
right?
How does a tarantula eat? Oh no.
You don't even know. If you see, I'm also kind of, while we're waiting, I'm kind of just lightly touching her so that she kind of gets used to different touches. She's not moving.
And those hairs are used for sensing wind and vibration. That's so cool. Those hairs are used for all that.
Yeah. She is moving a little bit
tarantula.
now,
Yes,
though,
she
so I'll
is.
stop doing that.
So we came back to our question. Any answers?
How does a tarantula eat?
Well, we know they have fangs.
Mm-hmm.
We know that they bite their food.
Yeah.
We know they're venomous. So I'm going to assume that the venom is injected into the food through the fangs.
Great job. Yeah, which is also why they don't bite as much, because that venom is so important to them, and their fangs are so important to them.
They
so
don't want to lose. They want to waste
yeah,
it, lose it,
that's
or
the only
waste
way
it.
they can eat. So they inject the venom into whatever they're eating, which we feed her crickets, and then it becomes a gross little milkshake.
On the inside?
Mm-hmm, and then they slurp it up. Through the
Grasshopper
fangs.
smoothie.
Yes. And then the exoskeleton of the grasshopper is kept behind, basically.
Ooh, that's a little husk.
Pretty
Interesting.
yummy.
All right.
yummy,
Okay.
yummy.
Yeah. Whatever.
But even though they are venomous, they're not really toxic to humans. So
Right.
venom doesn't necessarily mean it will hurt a human.
Look at her walk.
It just means that they have that toxin in their body, and it has certain components of venom.
Nice.
So if she were to bite me, it would not feel great. I'm sure it wouldn't feel great,
No.
but it would be a lot like a bee sting, and I'm not allergic to bee stings, so that's good.
Yep, yep, yep.
So it wouldn't feel great, but it would be okay.
Cool.
We got 2 questions.
Ooh, honey, she almost scared me. I'm gonna put her back. Yeah, so see, she got a little scared, so I'm gonna.
That'll work. No. That's got to be aware, and that's really important for us. We need to be aware of the animal in the moment.
And that's also why I kept her over this, and I did not pull her out.
Love it.
Yeah.
What do you have, Mindy?
All right, we have 2 questions on how do tarantulas smell.
Oh.
Was one of those from
From
a
Bob?
Mindy or a Bob or a
More of it
Hannah
is
or
the chemical
A Wendy.
reaction.
So there is a story of a time when I was doing a program and we were talking about the senses
You're
of
stepping up to this. You're
of
stepping
tarantulas.
You're
I will
stepping up.
tell it because you can find it on the internet if you'd like to. And somebody asked if they smell, and my thought was, do they literally
Is
have
there
a
an
scent?
odor to them?
In the most innocent. So I smell.
In the
it.
most Leslie way, you went like this.
But you can also see me right afterwards because
wasn't
Nikki
the
corrects
smell.
me, laughing so hard.
They
at
don't
my
rely on their
ridiculous-
sense of smell for much.
Yes, they do. They can smell, but they don't.
Right.
It's not one of their main senses. So if you'd like to find that, you can go to the zoo's YouTube page
Adventures.
under Zoo Classroom,
Yes. Love it.
Magnificences, and that's in there. So,
Digital
you're
friends,
welcome.
do you have any topics you'd be interested in learning about that we may or may not have covered in the past? We'd love to get some feedback from you on any topics. If you have any, please put them in the comments. If you have some topics you'd like to learn a little bit more about or hear about or see at the North Carolina Zoo,
Probably put the lid
Yeah.
I can tell you that we have Vet Tech Appreciation coming. We are going to meet one of our elephants this month. So we have a couple neat things coming. If you have some neat topics or some things that are interesting to you, please share those with us in the comments.
Yeah, we'd love to know what. Ooh, watch this. We'd love to know.
There
what
she
you all wanna
goes.
know.
There she goes. There she
pretty cool.
goes. So we'd love to hear some comments from you, some topics from you. We love bringing the episodes to you. But yeah, if you have anything really interesting or something unique or cool to you, that would be awesome to hear.
We had one ball pythons.
Oh, nice. Okay. I'll bring my pet in. No, I won't do that. Leslie.
I was gonna take a break now.
That was a great job, Leslie. Nice job.
Thank you. It is when you're handling new animals, you have to be very aware
Yeah.
of what's going on.
You got to know so much in a moment. And that little natural history, other information. I loved it. That was great.
Will says he wants designing habitats, and Kim says she wants more snakes.
More snakes, Kim.
Designing
That's awesome.
habitats,
Love
more
it.
snakes.
Designing habitats is in the works.
Yeah.
It's taking some time because we want to do it overtime. We did a smidge of that with a porcupine, literally just a smidge. But we're hoping to bring you some with our baboon habitat as we move forward. How it's designed, what's going
Eventually,
on.
Asia.
And then
That'll be yours.
hopefully down the road we'll bring you Asia as well. So, and keep those comments coming. We'd love to hear them, show them in there. Even if you're watching this on delay, we do go back and look at the comments. So if you're reading this, if you're watching this after the morning, please go ahead and throw some of those comments in there for us. We'd love to get some new ideas. We're all coming up with our zoo ideas. Our digital friends, what kind of ideas do you have for us? What we got? Is that it?
I think that's it.
We went long today.
Well, it was you and me again, so.
Yeah. And we had a little bit of
We
snafu
like to talk.
with the tech. Sorry about
Oh,
that.
that's true.
that's what
we'll
kinda slowed
blame
us
it
down.
on the tech.
So apologies for the tech. That was kind of weird. We didn't anticipate that coming because the signal was so strong earlier today.
And this is also why we don't always do live programs.
Very, very true. Very, very true. All right. I think that let's go ahead and wrap it up. For
All
today.
right.
Thank you all so very much, digital friends, for tuning into your Zoo Adventures today on Wednesdays at 10 o'clock. Always good to see you here. Steve was in front of the camera.
Leslie was also in front of the camera.
Lots of animals. Behind the camera we had
Brett.
and
Mindy.
this was an amazing team, and with so much going on, it was good to have everybody here.
Yes.
I seen that little bit of a snafu we had a little bit ago. All right, everybody, we'll see you again soon next Wednesday at 10 o'clock. Stay safe. See you soon. Bye, y'all.